Here we go. So don't call me African American. I am simply American. I have traveled all around the world and I have always been called that dang American. Why can't you show me the same respect as those anti-American foreigners I have always encountered around the world? I mean, let's see. When I went to Ghana, I was called Bruni. Bruni means white woman. When I went to Australia and I asked to pass by the two women blocking the escalators, I heard them say behind my back, she must be American trying to pass on the left. So now, although that comment was rude and she was trying to start something, I secretly blushed inside because I was called American. I wasn't called African American. I was traumatized from that too, because when I came back for a few months, I tried to figure out if Americans really do cross on the left. So I was downtown trying to figure this out. Is that true or is it a stereotype? Now, here was my biggest experience. When I was in Japan and I lived there, they're the biggest fans of Black Americans. After getting off the plane, they thought I was related to Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mary J. Blige. I mean, the list goes on. So a lot of us would walk around pretending to be rappers and singers. And they believed it too. I mean, the kids out there were rocking like afros, dreadlocks, hip hop clothes. I mean, it was a great experience. But nonetheless, I was called American, not African American. They also thought that I belonged to this small group of rappers who lived in a small town in Chicago and took turns performing on MTV breakdancing. They think we all live in this small community in Chicago. Like, you know, you do know rappers live in seminary houses too, right? So, like I said, don't call me African American, call me American. I mean, why call me African American if I'm here in America? Duh. Why try so hard to point out what type of American I am? I mean, when I see Brian in the hallway, I'm not like, look at the Irish American guy. I'm like, there's that white dude again. This whole African American thing suggests that I'm still not part of this country, that I'm some kind of immigrant or visitor. And I'll have you know that that's far from the truth. We knew this land, America, before McDonald's colonized it. Nonetheless, why do you call me African American? 500 years in America, 4 to 5 generations in Chicago. I have more in common with Al Capone than Africa. And I want to be given respect as an American, simply American. I am part of the fabric that built America and its culture long before it was called America. If you must know my color, it's purple. That's my favorite color. And for those of you who are really stuck on understanding my ethnicity, simply Black. But even nowadays, kids don't like to use the word Black. I teach children's liturgy at St. Ambrose, and a lot of my kids are very specific about their colors. My one child, Marcus, says that he's yellow. His mother's white, his father's Black. So he says, I'm yellow, a very light shade of brown. My African children say, we're not Black, we're brown. We're nice chocolate. And then there's Chase, my little girl who believes she's a pink cat. But that's okay, she's still not Black. I mean, really, people have contributed enough to this country to simply be called American. I mean, we created peanut butter. Did you guys know that? No. Carver, thank you, Carver. Peanut butter. We created heart surgery techniques. We created jazz, blues, hip hop. My grandmother wrote the Duke of Earl and several other songs. So I come from a family of musicians. My brother throws house parties, contributing to the lack of social etiquette in Inglewood, unfortunately. We have created Oprah Winfrey. Yes, unfortunately, we created her, and she still won't go away. Even after saying she was leaving Chicago, she's still here. And then, let's see. Okay, so this is one of my favorite, I would say, person who came out of our culture, and you guys are gonna laugh, but it's Prince, okay? I mean, what other culture in the world could create a black man who dances around in purple tights and heels, does splits on the stage, plays the guitar, and is still considered sexy by women? But blacks. I mean, we're responsible for that, okay? We're also responsible for 50% or more of the American language called slang, which you hear on TV, radio, in school, and on the streets. That's our culture. So please, in celebration of Black History Month, when you see a colored person on the street, don't say, hey, you African American. Say, hey, you black man. Okay, no, don't say that either. Not in Chicago. Not in Inglewood, especially not there. Just give them a salute, a hey, what's up, how are you? Just to simply recognize what it means for them to be human in America. Now, to close out, I have some quotes from famous black people, less famous than me, of course, but so far, 2010, okay? So, and I'll give you these quotes. Frederick Douglass: I recognize the Republican Party as the sheet anchor of the colored man's political hopes and the ark of his safety. I am a Republican, a black dyed-in-wool Republican, and I never intended to belong to any other party than the party of freedom and progress. Oh, Douglas, if you only knew. Then he stated, one and God makes a majority. That I think he stole from Moses. Then here's a quote from Billie Holiday. There's no business like show business. You have to smile to keep from throwing up. I feel that way when I watch American Idol. Oh, and then here's Muhammad Ali. Frazier is so ugly that he should donate his face to the U.S. Bureau of Wildlife. Yes, black people created comedy in this country too, if you didn't know. And then there's Langston Hughes. Humor is laughing at what you haven't got when you ought to have it. Now I'm thinking about that and I'm thinking, okay, winter in Chicago, I don't have a working car, the heat is expensive, having to shovel snow without an expensive snowblower instead of one of those fancy ones. So that's not funny, Langston. So I'm not sure if I'm quite on to what he's saying. And then there's Maya Angelou. Nothing will work unless you do. And last but not least, there's Michael Jackson. Yay! And I quote, because this is Thriller night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's Thriller, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. This is Thriller. And my favorite quote that I saw walking around the streets of Chicago a few years ago, it said, danger, educated black woman. Thank you.